Railbound is a puzzle game from Afterburn Games in which you lay down tracks to help cute little train cars attached to their engine, in turn helping a couple of dogs travel the world. And when I first saw this game, I couldn't help but be reminded of another track-laying puzzle game that I own on Steam, Cosmic Express. But just because both of these games have you laying down track in a grid for a train, doesn't mean that they're exactly the same. Here are some major similarities and differences between Railbound and Cosmic Express. In my opinion, a good puzzle is one where you spend most of your brain power trying to solve the puzzle and minimum brain power trying to figure out how the mechanics work. In both Railbound and Cosmic Express, the mechanics are simple. The only thing you can do is lay down tracks, and the goals are clear. In Cosmic Express, you get cute little aliens into the drop-offs, and in Railbound, you try to connect cars to their train in the right order. With clearly defined and set goals, and with very simple mechanics, the ability to get into the puzzles and game is very easy. However, just because you know what and how to do it doesn't mean that the puzzle will be easy. Sometimes the easiest and most straightforward thing that comes to mind isn't even close to the right answer, and that's what makes it fun. For both games, the simple mechanics and clear goals make them both excellent puzzle games. And although both games have you laying down tracks, there are a few differences to be noted. One is that in Railbound, you are limited in the number of pieces you can lay down. Once you hit your limit, you can't lay down anymore. In contrast, in Cosmic Express, you can lay down as much track as you wish. As a result, puzzles in Cosmic Express may often have more than one answer, whereas in Railbound, you are more limited to get the answer the developers were expecting. However, laying down the rails in Railbound is a tad more complex than in Cosmic Express. In Cosmic Express, your path cannot split or branch. The entire track is just one long, continuous line from start to end. In Railbound, you are able to connect 3 tracks together to create a junction, which you can set in one of 2 different ways. This significantly ups the puzzle factor, as you must now keep track of many branching paths, looping and merging and separating. Plus, you can have multiple moving parts at the same time, and timing is more important as you strive to get the right cars to the back of the train in the right order. If asked which game has more complex and complicated puzzles, I would go with Railbound. Another difference I noticed with Railbound and Cosmic Express is that Cosmic Express feels more open in the order that you can do the levels in, whereas Railbound is more linear. After you solve a puzzle in Cosmic Express, it zooms you out for you to look at every cluster of puzzles that you've unlocked. In Railbound, once you solve a puzzle, the game just takes you directly to the next one. There are harder puzzles you unlock as you solve those on the main path, but you have to go to the map screen to see and select them. Although there is an option on the menu screen for you to unlock all the levels at once, the main narrative has you go in a linear path. Now, there's nothing particular bad about a linear path, but Cosmic Express just seems more open, being able to see all of the constellations at once, each in its own grouping. Speaking of which, one similarity in the 2 games is that both have groups or clusters of puzzles, and each cluster has its own theme or mechanic. While the beginning stages of each game are to introduce basic concepts like how to win or how you can lay down track, later sections are themed after, say, different colored tunnels that warp you to the other one, smelly aliens who muck up the cart so that no other aliens want to go in it, buttons that change the direction of the switches, mystery boxes that will accept the first alien that comes to it, and so forth. And in both games, there are later puzzles that combine ideas together so that you have 2 or more different mechanisms present in the same puzzle. If you do get stuck in Railbound, not to worry, there's a hint mode that you can use to give you clues as to where certain tracks should be put. Cosmic Express doesn't have anything like this hint system, but it does have something that Railbound does not, as far as I'm aware. Each area has a specific level that has a secret in it, that if you... well, I won't ruin the surprise for you. In the end, which game is better? Now, I know it may sound like a cop-out, but I really like them both. They both have their own strengths as well as weaknesses. Now, do I recommend them both? Absolutely. They are just different enough to justify buying both of them. But beware, both of these games may seem deceivably simple at first, but as you get farther and farther into them, with their excellent learning curves, by the way, you'll find yourself scratching your head in frustration as the answers seem just barely out of your grasp. I rate both games a 9 out of 10. If you're really into puzzle games like I am, you should definitely give both of these titles a try.